Drake Maye will not be QB1 in week one. Now it's a competition.
CeeDee wants paid. I think they are 33 million a year we offered him. I don't know if it was the guaranteed money that wasn't right, or he just feels like he wants more than that. He wants to be paid more than Jefferson.
Just hopefully getting his second chance and beating Trevor Lawrence out eventually, probably. 120.7 passer rating.
Yeah, that's right. They'll pay all that money for Trevor Lawrence just to bench him for Mac Jones.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nerdy Football Lads podcast, episode 3. Myself, Kev, here with Brandon, B-Dog.
How we doing?
How are you, mate? Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Ready, excited.
As tight as you were last week.
As tight as I am last week.
Perfect. We're in for a good time. I'm just gonna scooch across just a little bit.
When I get a bit closer, don't worry about it.
Oh, I will.
I don't bite unless you pay me.
First things first, B-Dog. I want to talk the Patriots again.
Again? Oh, who should that come in?
Yeah, I know we started with the Patriots last week, but I want to start with the Patriots again this week because the argument over who the starting QB is heating up. Personally, I believe Drake Maye should start straight away, purely because we actually got to see him play last week.
Yeah,
What do
we
you
did.
think?
We saw him a little bit. There was some confidence in him that last week. You know, he got more than 3 passes out of himself this week.
Well,
Just gone, yeah, which was nice to see. It wasn't just dump offs, and obviously on the ground as well. He's not afraid to run the ball, which is nice.
I was interested to see what your feelings were because obviously I'm a Drake Maye guy coming straight from the draft. I wanted us to draft him anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to be pro Drake Maye. But did you see anything from him? I know it's only pre-season that you thought he can't go out and play in the NFL.
I didn't see anything in the game. I've seen some stuff in some training
Practice,
you know, in the camps and stuff like that. I've seen it a few times where saw a video where he did a 3-step drop with a 2-step hitch, and the second hitch really altered his throw, and he had to use a lot of arm strength for it. And then I saw Joe Milton doing it. He did the 1-hitch step and obviously got it there because he's got the stupid arm talent for it. But in the field, like, I can't really see much.
Well, this is where the debate has been because in practice they're getting him to do. I mean, we spoke about it in the car on the way here. That 3-step drop or 5-step drop, whichever it is, drop back, throw the ball on time, West Coast offense type thing. And that's the kind of things they're getting him to try and do in practice. Yeah. Whereas if we get to a game scenario, he's just playing the game that he plays. And I think that's why he looks better in the game, which is why personally I think that if you just put him out there, he's going to make plays for you. He's far more mobile than Jacoby Brissett is. And I think behind our O-line, that's going to be as valuable as anything.
I was going to say, yeah.
Our O-line's going to look a lot worse with Brissett back there because he can't move. What I found interesting was coming straight out of the draft, Gerard Mayo was Brissett's QB1.
Yeah.
And he's here to mentor Drake, and when Drake's ready, maybe a year, maybe half a year, who knows.
Yeah.
But Drake Maye will not be QB1 in week one. Now it's a competition. It's interesting. One thing I will say is that oh dear. Sorry. One thing I will say is that the throws Drake Maye makes, Jacoby Brissett doesn't make. I mean, we've seen Jacoby Brissett for years in the league. Obviously, he got drafted to New England, bounced around the league a little bit. I think he's 18-30 as a starter. He's never been really the guy. So for me, if we're going to lose anyways, why not lose with a quarterback that's going to take some valuable experience from
the games
that he's playing in? Just my notes from watching him last week. I mean, I was like a little kid. We finished recording this and we were playing on the Thursday, and I was up at daft o'clock in the morning, no one to talk to, and I was just buzzing. There was a throw to Javon Baker on the sideline. It was a bad route. Probably should have come down with it anyways, but he got pushed out of bounds, so it wouldn't have really counted. But the ball was on a dime. It was a perfect ball. There was another one to Baker that was deep down the middle. It was like a seam. And I don't know if you've seen this one. It was, no one's talking about it enough. So he drops back, pocket collapses. He feels the pressure from the right-hand side, takes a little step to his left, and just launches the ball downfield. I mean, for someone that's footsteps all out of whack and that can't feel pressure in the pocket, the play was absolutely unbelievable. There was one that was a little screen, and this is tape that you've seen of him coming out of college, and this is why everyone gets excited. He, again, the pocket collapses and he drops back. He's about to get sacked. He jumps midair sidearm. I mean, it's a little screen pass, but just the awareness and the athleticism to be able to jump,
Yeah.
throw the ball midair, to get the pass off. Really good. There was a few times he was rushing with the ball. I think I've got his stats somewhere. I've knocked them here. But one rushing touchdown. I think he ran for, 40 yards. I think it was 4 rushes for 40 yards or something. And yeah, for me, they're the kind of skills you need when your offensive line sucks. And I don't particularly think that the practice Drake Maye been told to do everything perfectly to the book, West Coast, stand there in the pocket and throw the ball, directly translates to what he's going to do in a game.
Right, yeah.
So for me, has to start week 1. If he's gonna, I don't know, but for me, he's got to start. He's got to start week 1 for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are. If you were me, would you be thinking the same, or would you be more inclined to say rest him and let him develop, and then when he's ready, chuck him in there?
See, I don't know, because it's one of those. It's like you said. Mayo said that Brissett's going to be that starting QB number 1, and obviously you've said it's not going to be until Monday or Tuesday when we find out. I still think Brissett is going to start. I still think, although we've seen a little bit of May in pre-season, like a lot of people say it's pre-season, you need to calm down and stuff like that, especially when it comes to QBs, because everyone said it about most of the rookie QBs this year.
Yeah.
But I think with the way the offensive line is and with the experience Brissett has, I think he's probably going to start week 1, I think, over May and Milton. But I think at the moment, May is ahead of Milton on the depth chart. So I think May will be QB2. And I think it might just be one of those where week 3, week 4, maybe they just go,
yeah,
can't go much worse.
Well, as long as it's before the Jags at Wembley when I go, as long as it's before then. It's interesting you said there, because you mentioned the other rookie quarterbacks in the class, and I've not seen anybody say, "Oh, we're worried about if Caleb Williams is ready. We're worried about Jaden Daniels." I mean, arguably Jaden Daniels, we just found out Jahan Dotson's just left as well.
Yeah.
Arguably, the Commanders have just as bad an offense as we do.
Yeah.
And why is nobody saying this to Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
Why is he not ready? Why has he not got a?
Yeah, no, I completely get it.
Which it's just frustrating
yeah.
when you drafted a quarterback in the first 3 picks of the draft. You want to see your
of
shiny
course
new
you
toy,
wanna see him on
don't
the
you?
film. Of course you
A
do.
lot of people are erring on the side of let him develop. And one of the big arguments is Patrick Mahomes sat out his rookie year.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have been absolutely class in his rookie year?
Oh no, of course he would have. But it's you can't. It's one of those, isn't it? You can look at the talent, but we've seen it multiple times where it's top 3 picks QBs have come into this league and they've been praised as this new superstar, and then falling apart when it comes. We've seen it in Jamarcus Russell. We've seen it in Ryan Leaf. We've seen it in Sam Bradford and stuff like that. Like Sam Bradford played well, but he was never lived up to the hype, and you know what I mean. It's not all the time that you get like a top 3 pick QB and they just fit straight into this league.
I mean, yeah, you are right, but in my opinion, in the way that quarterbacks are kind of evolving into being more mobile, will not just stand there and will not be Brady, will not be Peyton. Drake Maye is basically that.
Yeah.
One comp I keep seeing is Jordan Love at the Packers.
Yeah.
He sat for his first 2 or 3 seasons. But one thing that people forget about Jordan Love is the Packers had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just we're sitting him to develop. We're sitting him because he was never going to get near the team.
Yeah.
We don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback at number 1.
Yeah.
Why not just chuck the kid in?
Yeah. No. I know. I get your point completely. It's just I think it's one of those things. Since Brady, they've been very cautious to try and find the next big name quarterback for themselves.
Yeah.
And I think they don't want to throw him in too early and punch his confidence.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're not going to get confidence sat on the bench.
Well, this is it. Really quickly to wrap up. Yes, punch his confidence, but if he knows, look, it's going to be a rough year. We're rebuilding. The results aren't going to go our way anyways. Just go out, play a game. Don't worry about the noise outside, which our fans are the worst for, to be honest.
Yeah.
Our fans are absolutely... Some of them are wishing we didn't draft him already, which is stupid. But if he knows the situation, or even if you say, look, go out there, and if we can't get anything going, will sit you. Can you sit him after you've started him?
I don't think you can. I think
you chuck him in, he's got to stay.
Yeah, I think if you do sit him, then you've basically already made your choice that you're not going to start him again.
Yeah.
I think that season. I think if you sit him,
Yeah.
unless injuries come up, but no, I completely get it. You know, you want to see your new shiny toy, you want to see your brand new quarterback. You know, you want to see your next Tom Brady, your next Aaron Rodgers. You want to see this guy. I mean, another comparison again was North Carolina with Mitch Trubisky. You know, he's one that came into the league and just could not find his footing.
Yeah.
But you know, not every quarterback's the same. So hopefully, it'll be nice to see something new at the Patriots.
Yep, could not agree more. I'm excited for it. Speaking of excited to see something new at the Patriots, CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
What's going on over in Arlington, mate? What's the crack?
I don't know. It's still on the fence at the moment. You know, CeeDee wants paid. I think they are $33 million a year we offered him. I don't know if it was the guaranteed money that wasn't right, or he just feels like he wants more than that. He wants to be paid more than Jefferson. But
what's Jefferson, 28?
No, I think Jefferson's... So Tyreek's 30 a year, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, I thought Jefferson was second. But I might be wrong. But
I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'm sure he's not Jefferson at 34 a year. And that's what he kind of wants. He wants to be the highest paid wide receiver over Jefferson. But, I mean, Jefferson was the reason the Vikings were as good as they were.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He is the star player.
I feel like CeeDee's that for you, though, with all due respect.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. Like, last year, he balled out in some of the best situations, made some great catches. He can play on any position on the line he needs to, but the same thing happened with Des Bryant. You know, when he wanted paid and the money wasn't right, he got cut loose. So, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some things. I've seen, you know, the Patriots are interested in after him. You know, that'd be exciting for you to have a number one wide receiver. But
it's definitely going in week one if CeeDee is there.
But I do think it's going to come to I think it'll come to week one. It'll be all this back and forth. It'll come to week one, and Jerry will just open up his checkbook, throw it to Lamb, and just say, sign it. Put whatever figure you want on.
I agree, to be honest. I do agree.
But
he did say, however, in the last few hours or so, I don't know if you've seen it, he said, I think we've got enough about us to win without CeeDee.
Yeah, I think it's
that man's losing his mind, though, isn't he?
A little bit. It's terrifying as a Cowboys fan, like when you're watching him and he speaks, and every day something's different, and you're just wondering to yourself what is going to come out of his mouth next, what's going to happen next. It is a terrifying moment at the time.
Jerry, give it up, man. Jerry, just give it up. You've had a good run, man. Just give it up.
Hey, he's not stupid. He's not going to overpay. So we'll just have to see what happens. It's going to come to the next. I reckon before preseason week 4, we'll find an answer.
Say nothing gets resolved and he was to be traded. What kind of deal would you be looking for? Probably as a fan, not what's most realistic, but what would you want?
As a fan,
because I'll be able to tell you if I would be happy to give that up to get him.
Realistically, I think as a fan, what I'd want is I'd want a first because he's first round talent.
Yeah.
You know, you want that straight away, and then we need a few positions here and there, wide receiver at the moment. We know we've got Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert. We haven't got any standout number one wide receivers. No. So that if we took that pick,
don't have that either.
If we took that pick, it would have to be in order to get a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So then we'd have to try and bolster something else, like a defensive line. Like I wouldn't mind taking, you know, a number 2, number 3 D tackle to help fill in that gap there, as well as a first. Maybe even some all-line help.
No, we can't help you there either, I'm afraid, mate.
I've seen the one. I've seen some stuff online about Kendrick Bourne and a first from the Patriots for Lamb, but I don't know. It's.
I mean, I would take that. I mean, I think all trends are looking at us taking a tackle in the draft, but I think if we go out and get a CeeDee Lamb, no, it's a guy that, because even if you take a receiver, let's say Marvin Harrison this year.
Yeah.
There's not any guarantee at all that guy is going to be the same in the league.
Oh no, not at all.
If you give up a first round pick for a guy that's already proven to be one of the best receivers in the league, why not?
Yeah.
Take a tackle in the second, take one as well in the fourth if you want to get, you know, a corner or a linebacker or something in the third. Kind of just throw as much against the wall and see what sticks if you're getting that wide receiver, because guys like CeeDee that runs routes and gets open so freely and easily, that kind of takes the pressure off that O-line anyways.
Yeah, it
A lot of
does.
the problem we've had is the O-line collapses because nobody's open.
Yeah.
So I think personally I would take that, but again, it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
We've got one of the most we've got, how do you word it? We're one of the teams with the most cap space in the league.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe. Who knows? We said it the other week and I was kind of dreaming, but, you never know. It's getting closer.
It's getting closer. It is getting closer. It's getting more terrifying for me.
Yeah. Yeah. But like you said, I believe he'll sign. I can't see why he wouldn't. I think if it comes down to an extra $1 million or $2 million, like you're saying, he's probably just going to blank check it and sign that then. I'd like to, if you don't mind, talk about Mac Jones.
Oh, go on.
Mac Jones last week, did you see?
I did. 2 touchdowns.
I mean, I'm sorry if you're not a Patriots, Cowboys, or Jags fan at this point, but I've had this for a long time. Mac's never had the strongest arm.
No.
But what he is accurate, composed, and he can read a defense, which was always the way. Right. Now, we've spoke already in depth about our O-line. That didn't help him in New England. But I kind of always fancied him to come good and be a decent enough quarterback. He was never going to be a top guy in the league. He was probably going to be looking at your like Kirk Cousins type place. For me, went to the Jags. Seems to be enjoying it in camp. I think their fans might be a little pissed at him for just quote goofing around a lot, but that's who he is. I don't even remember the Pro Bowl, and he was.
Yep. I do.
They took a snap from like halfway and it was blue dead and he ran it all the way in for
a gritty
touchdown. Gritty, yeah. That's who he is. He dicks about, But yep, he's played twice in pre-season, 308 yards. He's had 210 last week. Again in pre-season, 25 for 34 passing with a 73% pass completion record. 2 touchdowns, no picks, which
helps.
Yeah, we didn't see that in New England.
No.
He had I don't want to say a bomb because again it takes the ball a while to get there because he's not got the strongest arm, but he threw a lovely little drop in the bucket. I don't know if it was a go or a corner. And I think it was the Brevin Easton one. I might be wrong. It might be Parker Washington. There were his 2 touchdown throws, but it was a lovely little ball. And it's nice to see him be the guy that we drafted. I mean, he took us to the playoffs in his first year.
Yeah.
Lovely to see him without the fans on his back, without Bill breathing down his neck. Just hopefully getting his second chance and beating Trevor Lawrence out eventually, probably. 120.7 passer rating.
Yeah, that's right. They'll pay all that money for Trevor Lawrence just to bench him for Mac Jones.
He's got very, very similar stats. They were drafted in the same year,
they were.
They've not got 2 dissimilar stats.
Are you gonna bench Sunshine?
Not with that hair. Not with that hair.
Exactly.
Yeah, you play the hair.
Yeah, of course you do.
Ran for 14 yards, forced 2 missed tackles, and picked up a first down within the first 2 weeks. Again, he's not the most of a while, but you love to see it. And I was just interested to mention that because I knew we were going to come out speaking so much about the Patriots quarterbacks. It'd have been I mean, don't get me wrong, I would not trade Drake Maye for him in a million years. But it would have been interesting if the stars aligned differently and, Mac was here for this year and then trade away next year, how different it might be under Gerard Mayo.
Yeah.
I don't know if the fans done too much damage to him. But yeah, hopefully he gets his chance and proves everyone wrong that give me a load of shtick for the last couple of years.
Me included.
Well, yeah. Well, he's been like a meme in the league, I think, to be fair. Randy Gregory, have you seen this?
I haven't, no.
So the Bucks have released him. Just wasn't showing up to camp, which I'm fairly sure he got released from you guys for doing a very similar thing.
Yeah, he's always been a bit of an odd one, He had a UFC career at one point.
Yeah, I just can't see how you're making all that money and you're doing what in most people's eyes is like the dream job.
Yep.
You've not gone to a Patriots or Panthers or something. You've gone to the Bucks that are going to be, they're not going to be Super Bowl bound, but they're going to be in the playoffs or thereabouts. I just don't really understand that mentality.
No, I know. It just happens with some players, though, doing it though sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about him from the outside. I was kind of hoping to lean on you as a Cowboys fan. What's he kind of like around the team or
I
around?
mean, he was a big time player. Well, he was a player who made big plays sometimes. You know, he was big, long. I think he was about 6'4", 6'5". He was good off the edge. He was aggressive. He was what you really wanted for a D end, and he was good for us for a year. I think it might have been 2017, 2018, if I remember off the top of my head. But then, you know, if you play that well and you go from team to team, there must be something behind the scenes that we aren't seeing on the field.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Which is obviously showing up here.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, it's strange to just not even like, because he didn't like, come out and say, "Oh, I'm not coming for this." They've had no contact with him.
No.
He just hasn't turned up. Strange. Quickly back to quarterbacks.
Yep.
So starters, Caleb Williams named.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels named.
Yep.
Drake May in a battle for it. We've spoke about that.
Mm-hmm.
JJ McCarthy out for the season. I think he would have had a decent shot at it.
He would have, yeah. Penix
isn't going to take Cousins' spot.
No.
Bo Nix, though.
Bo Nix, yes.
Named starter.
I do like Nix.
Well, we said this last week. Looked every bit like he was ready to play.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's it. You know, he's had that 4 or 5 year college career. He was at Auburn, then he was at Oregon. You know, his stats don't lie.
No.
What he did, you know, playing some pro style offenses in college, and he looks just as ready in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's where that extra long. Because he's like 25 or something.
Yeah,
he's older,
he's 23, I think, turning 24 this year.
Is he? I thought he was older, you know.
Oh, I can't remember.
I thought he was older.
Sure
I might be
23.
wrong, you know. You probably know better than me. But fun fact, Bo Nix, when he starts week 1, touch wood, no injuries, it'll be the first rookie starter for the Broncos since John Elway in 1983.
Aye, well that's it, isn't it? They've had a weird selection, haven't they? Because obviously, like big names there, Peyton coming from the Colts. Then they had Brock Osweiler as well. The Peyton Lynch at one point as well.
Yeah, they've had a load of just debris from the league, just like second-hand jobs.
They've had those QBs in the first round, and obviously they haven't worked out. So you never know where you could work out. But then, like, Bo Nix at 12, I think was a good pick for them.
Yeah,
I think because if they didn't pick it, the Raiders were probably going to take him.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, because that Michael Penix pick still just. I mean, we watched it together, didn't we? And
no one saw it coming.
No, we were doing a shot for every time we didn't get a pick right. I went the first 6 or 7 without shotting, but you know, whatever. But that one, we all went, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh, you know. Yeah. But yeah, no one saw that coming. It kind of just tipped the whole draft upside down. The Broncos, I reckon, if they got to that, probably would have picked Penix.
If it had gone that far, there's a good potential.
I reckon they're probably chuffed with how it all played out.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen anything else this week that takes your fancy?
With the rookie QBs, I mean, Caleb Williams had a good rollout pass down the sideline to Roma Dunze, but I've seen a comparison with Bryce Young, who did the same thing last season.
Yeah.
So that's something that, you know, it's nice to see in a rookie, but obviously Bryce Young has done the same, and obviously Bryce Young's been slated for being in the position he's in.
Yeah.
Whereas now Caleb Williams has basically walked in with a key, a cape, and a crown. You know, he's been given everything he needs. But Jaden Daniels, again, I think he looked good. Obviously now Jahar Dotson has been traded to the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, he must be cursing them guys, man.
So
give the kid a chance.
So now I think you start Daniels because he's your main attraction now.
Sorry?
No, go on.
What is really important to remember, though, as well, is the first team that was in for Brandon Ayuk was the Commanders.
It was. And he said he wouldn't mind to go to Washington. And
he wanted to go there, so maybe. But maybe they're just collecting picks.
Yeah, maybe so.
Because it was Jahan Dotson and a 5th for a 3rd and 2 7s. So maybe they're collecting picks to try and sweeten up some kind of deal.
Maybe so. It's not a bad idea.
Malik Neighbours for New York. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I saw that nice sideline tip.
The guy balled out, man.
He did again. And I've seen some stuff from the Giants and the Jets camp. You know, and Sauce Gardner was praising him. He was saying he's getting in and out of cuts quick. You know, it's when someone that's that prolific in his position at covering people like that is giving compliments, you know you've got something special.
Well, when it's a real compliment. Did you see what he said about Daniel Jones?
I did, yeah. I saw the 4 errs that he gave before saying it was a good
describe
QB.
Daniel Jones as a quarterback.
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah.
That means he is not good.
Oh.
Right, should we move on to some tight ends?
Yeah, we've done enough ribbon.
Right, okay. Right, B-Dog. Dream team time. Right, we've got quarterbacks, we've got wide receivers. We're building the dream team this week. Tight ends. Now, tight ends are my favourite. Probably more because I can catch like a receiver, but I can't run like one. Yep. So,
perfect position for you.
Yep, love tight ends. We're going to do favourites again.
Yep.
We've just completely sacked off doing the best ones, so these are all favourites.
Favourites more fun, you know. You get a wider variety, I think, rather than saying the same ones.
I agree with you. To be honest, should we do all time or current first?
We'll do current first. We always do all time first. Let's do current.
Okay, let's go current.
Mix it up.
Right, so we'll go through from 5 to 1.
Yep.
You go 5.
So 5, I've gone Jake Ferguson. You know me, Cowboys guy. Yeah, you know, but I really like him. You know, I think he's a good red zone threat. I think, you know, he was a good second or third rounder a couple of years ago, and he's really grew into the position. You know, he's been one of Dak's favourite targets, and across the middle, there's not many times he drops a ball.
I'm amazed it's 5, to be honest. I'm amazed that you put him 5. I thought it'd be higher.
No, I do like him, but I'm trying not to be biased. I have thought about who I really like in the league at the moment, and I think Jake Ferguson goes 5 for me at the moment.
Fair dues. My 5th one is a bit out there, and it's probably not a lot of people's top 10, 15 probably. Isaiah Likely.
Isaiah Likely at the Ravens?
Yep. I really like Isaiah Likely, purely because of the production you get out of him, despite being behind Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Again, he's not particularly that big blocking, you know, face to face. I'm going to push out the way tight end. He's kind of more a receiver. He's kind of more like a Kyle Pitts type receiver, I think. But yeah, every time I've watched him play, I've just been more and more impressed with him, and I think he's one to look out for. Whatever happens with Mark Andrews, I know he has a lot of injuries, and he's not particularly old, but
no, he's not.
Potentially there to step in his place. I really, really like him. I'm high on him, and he was kind of a sleeper for me for fantasy.
Yeah.
He's tell you what, he's good on Madden as well because he's always on the trade block.
He is.
He's only 72 overall, right? But I think he's superstar. Always on the trade block. So yeah,
there's a little
Isaiah Likely for me.
They like to we'll go for your number 4.
Number 4, who do I have? Forgot to say because I've got stats for all my guys. Isaiah Likely all time. Well, it's like 2 or 3 seasons. 6 receptions for 784 yards and 8 touchdowns.
It's not bad for a backup.
Yeah, not too bad. Like, number 4, Mark Andrews.
The guy who's got his first job.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is uncoverable. I think if he didn't miss so much time, I mean, this might just be like a Mandela effect thing, and I'm just remembering it wrong. But he does miss a lot, doesn't he?
No, a little bit. Yeah, I think he had an injury. Was it early to middle of last season? Obviously, he had his ankle from the hip drop tackles that we talked about in the first session. But yeah, when he's open, he's open.
Yeah, I mean, even when he isn't, he's open.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if you get to that red zone down there, he's one of them big guys. You know, your Kelsey's, Gronk's, one of them that is just going to keep the defender out of the way, collect the ball.
Oh yeah,
good hands, quick enough, big guy. Great tight end for me.
Yeah.
All time 381 receptions for 4,857 yards, 40 touchdowns, 1 first team All Pro and 3 Pro Bowls. And I think he's 26, 25, 26.
Yeah. Not a bad age like for a tight end.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Going for my number 4, and I've gone Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
I really like Kyle Pitts. You know, athletic as anything. 6'6" on that Falcons team that is just bred full of athletes now. You know, with Drake London and Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and obviously now they've got Penix and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Just re-signed AJ Terrell as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yep, 4-year, $81 million.
So last week, if you caught last week, I done nothing but not nothing but when we were doing the division roundup, I slagged the Falcons defense.
You did.
And they've done nothing but make it better for the whole week.
It's almost like they were watching.
Yeah, crazy. So I mean, I'm not saying it changed anything, but it might do.
Oh, of course it will. But yeah, Kyle Pitts. I've seen some stuff as well where they're trying to red zone. They're trying to work him out at wide receiver instead of tight end.
I've seen this.
So it's a bit more of a threat on the outside having that big tall guy. Because if you've got London and Kyle Pitts on those outsides, that's some mismatches and a half. Yeah. But like I said, he had an unbelievable one-hand behind the back catch last year on a drag that was, you know, you don't see many players pull in, but I just, you can't find that kind of speed, size, and catching ability from many tight ends in this league at the moment. So I really like him.
I think he's got a quarterback now as well that he knows he's going to throw the ball.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's got every chance to be up there.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of tight ends. Because he's kind of always threatened, hasn't he? And, he's kind of always threatened and not quite...
Got the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this year is going to be a massive year.
It is. I think the Falcons are, like I said in the predictions last week, going to be a bit of a sleeper that people aren't going to think on.
Yeah, fair dues, man. Fair dues. Right, go number 3 then.
My number 3 is Mark Andrews.
Yep. Good call. Why?
Yeah. Mark Andrews, again, all the same reasons you said, been in the league, what he has, all the catches, the touchdowns, the 3 Pro Bowls, the 1 All-Pro, and is Lamar Jackson's favourite target for a reason.
Yeah.
When you look at Lamar and the way he scrambles, that's a lot of the run-heavy offense they have, but a lot of the passing goes through Mark Andrews for a reason, because he comes down with the balls, because he gets open, and he's just a nice guy,
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I think a lot of, because the way Lamar scrambles, Mark Andrews crosses.
Yep.
Perfect.
It's
absolutely
match made in heaven, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Go on, then we're going to number 3.
I went Mr. Sam Laporta.
Ooh.
Really, really like him. I mean, not been at it long.
Nope.
Not been at it long at all. But yeah, this guy straight from the bat last year looked the real deal. After 2 or 3 games, you're going, this kid's going to break records.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like we said, one season he's had. Right? It was his rookie year last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 86 receptions, 889 yards, 10 touchdowns. Second team All-Pro, Pro Bowl, All-Rookie team for the Pro Football Writers Association. And he holds 2 records.
Oh.
He holds 2 records. Record for the most receptions for a rookie tight end with 86.
Oh.
And the most postseason receiving yards by a rookie tight end with 176.
Jeez. So that's again.
But yeah, we talk about, sorry to cut you off, that outlet for the quarterback. Yes, the Lions aren't shy to go for it on offense. They're of that. They'll air the ball out. But to have a tight end like that in the middle of the field, good hands, quick, smart for a rookie. He's not like a lot of rookies you see. He kind of looks like he's been doing it for years.
Oh, yeah.
He's just really likable as a player. If you like football, if you like offensive football, players like that get you excited. And again, I like tight ends, and he's a really good one. Another one to look out for me.
Yep, go for your number 2.
Oh, my number 2. Oh, God, I'm not prepared. My number 2 was Travis Kelce.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, Travis Kelce for me. I've not gone number 1. Purely because of the argument of Kelce versus Gronk, and the argument always is Kelce doesn't block enough for me. But you can't argue with the career he's had. He's had a Hall of Fame career already. He's probably got another couple of years maybe in the bag.
33, 34 now, but...
Yeah, but the guy's career speaks for itself. Again, doesn't block so much, but when you receive with the efficiency that he does, you don't really need to.
Oh, no, of course not.
You talk about one of the best quarterbacks to do it, and he's his guy.
Yeah.
So you could kind of guess the numbers, but I'm going to tell you them.
Oh.
No, this is a list.
Oh, go on then.
Right.
Everyone get your books ready.
So 907 receptions for 11,328 yards, 74 touchdowns. 3 Super Bowls, 4 first-team All-Pros, 3 second-team All-Pros, 9 Pro Bowls, the 2010s All-Decade team.
Yeah.
Records, right?
Here we go. Go on.
He holds a number of records, right?
4 pages worth, it seems.
Your career postseason receptions, 165. Career postseason touchdowns by a tight end, 19. 1,000-yard seasons for tight end, 7. Consecutive 1,000-yard seasons as a tight end, 7. Receiving yards in a single season by a tight end, 1,416, which is nuts.
Yeah.
All right. Career receiving yards per game by a tight end, 71.2. So that's like the average, obviously.
Yeah.
Games with 100+ yards by a tight end, 37. And playoff games with 100+ receiving yards, 8, tied with Jerry Rice.
That's a goat.
Not too bad.
No.
That's a goat at wide receiver.
Yeah.
It's not to be sniffed at, is it? I mean, I don't think it's a hot take to say he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
No.
that's a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, the rings he's got since Mahomes has come there as well has easily pushed him into it.
Yeah, because I think his first couple of years he had Alex Smith.
Yeah.
But him and Mahomes, like you just said, they're kind of that match made in heaven that we spoke about with Lamar and Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
But tenfold probably the production you got with them guys.
Aye.
Number 2, B-Dog, who you got?
Number 2, I've got Sam Laporta.
Oh, okay.
I have, yeah. I like it. All the reasons you said. You know, I like it. I like it when you see a rookie come in and take the league by storm, because it doesn't happen a lot at the position of tight end.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see it come in, playing that aggressive Lions offense that we talked about last week, and it's just fun. It's just really fun when you watch him, because you never know, you just never know when he's caught it, how far he's going to go. Is he going to go all the way? Is he going down to the 5?
Yeah, exactly, man.
You know, it's really fun, and again, he doesn't mind a block. You know,
I think especially for Lions fans as well. We spoke last week with Nick about having great players but never really a great team. They're getting great players now within a great team, and it just the foundations are there to really carry on over the next decade or so.
Aye.
You've got to be chuffed for them, haven't you?
Of course you do.
Go on then. Big reveal.
Yeah, number 1.
Number 1, who've you got?
George Kittle.
Yeah, I mean, we may as well speak about it because I've got George Kittle as well.
Yeah, like you just, it's not very often in the league you find a guy who blocks as well as he receives.
Yeah.
You know, his attitude as well is just a fun guy to play football with. You can tell he loves football. And I think, you know, he just absolutely loves the game. Same as Laporte, comes from, you know, Iowa, which potentially is the new tight end you. Like you've got some of the stats here for George Kittle: 5 Pro Bowls, 2 second-team All-Pros, 2 first-team All-Pros, 2 Super Bowl appearances. Sadly, not won one. You know, but that's
he's been determined to go back though. There's that clip, isn't there?
He does every time. Every
back.
time he leaves it, he's coming back for another one. And obviously, 460 receptions for 6,274 yards and 37 touchdowns, which in a stacked offense for like the 49ers, where that ball gets distributed to everyone, is a good chunk.
Well, that, and like you said at the top, he blocks. You know, they're running the ball, he's blocking.
Yeah.
They're throwing the ball deeper downfield, he's blocking. He's not just going out there getting open and receiving the ball. I think that's where he differs from Kelsey, which is why I've got him first. Kelsey's numbers, obviously, you can't take anything away from that. That's crazy. But he's just catching the ball.
Yeah.
He's just receiving the ball. He's going to have more catches. He's going to have more touchdowns. He's older as well. But, George, I think as a whole tight end, I think if you built one, you would build George Kittle.
Yeah. I mean, last year he had a game against the Cowboys where he had, I think it was 3 touchdowns and 100 yards, and he wore the shirt. Fuck Dallas, you know, that really hurt me a little bit, but you know what I mean. When
he was on receiver, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. But yeah, it just, you can't argue when you look at him. Like, you're terrified whenever you come up against him, because he's gonna beat you in blocking. He's gonna beat you deep.
Yeah, man.
It's perfectly. It's how you would build a wide tight end.
What it is about him as well, with now that I mentioned watching receiver, is how he just approaches the game.
Yeah.
He approaches it as he did when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Just gonna go and enjoy it, and like he's telling his teammates, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." And it's kind of corny, but it's really likable.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the one where he gets pancaked and he's just laughing?
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, you know,
you love it, man. He just loves playing football.
He does, and that's what you want. You want to play the sport because you love it.
Yeah,
and
man.
when you love the sport you play it much better.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, I'm glad you went Kittle, because I was like, is he just going to go Kelsey because of the stats? But
no,
I think if you build a tight end, you build George Kittle.
Yeah, no, I like my all around guys.
Yeah.
Right then, we've done all that. We'll go top all time now.
All time.
And I've got number 5 as Delaney Walker.
Right. Okay, Delaney Walker. You're gonna have to help me out with.
So he was a Titans tight end. He wasn't the tallest. I think he was about 6 foot.
Oh, right. Okay, I think I know what you mean.
But again, he was another one that blocked, caught the ball. You know, wasn't exactly the fastest, but kept hold of the ball. And I really like watching him play because he was only 6 foot, but he was playing a position where people are 6'5", 6'4".
Yeah.
You know, it was just fun to watch him play. I really enjoyed it. He had some crucial moments. You know, him catching the ball, especially in a Titans team. A lot of people writ off as a team because they've had a few good players in Derrick Henry, CJ2K, Steve McNair, but they've not really had a consistently good time. But Delaney Walker, for me, for the longevity, I think he was 10 years he played for the Titans consecutively, and he was just their guy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't comment too much. I think I've got a vague idea of who you're talking about.
Number 82.
Being completely honest, you would just have to take that one because I can't tell you you're right or wrong.
Go for your number 5 all time.
You're going to enjoy my number 5, Jason Witten.
Yep.
Cowboy, of course. I think we're in a day and age now where tight ends are kind of more glorified and they're kind of getting the just desserts for the job that they do.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we've always had like Gonzalez's, Gronks, and people like that, but kind of every team now you look at and you go, oh, they're tight end. It's kind of a position that's getting a bit sexier.
Yeah.
I think. Jason Witten for me was kind of at that point where it was turning.
Yeah.
And he was that kind of guy. You talk about receiving. In that Cowboys team, he was one of the biggest threats. Obviously, he had like Dez and things like that at the time, if I'm right.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I just kind of always liked him, and he was always one that I looked out for. Before everyone was scared of tight ends, he was kind of one that you were like, oh, we need to watch this guy.
Yeah.
Like a Gronk type thing. Or,
yeah.
Without ruining my list, some other guys,
Yeah.
But yeah, so real quick stats. 1,228 receptions for 13,000 yards, there or thereabouts. 74 touchdowns. 2 first-team All-Pros, 2 second-team All-Pros, 11 Pro Bowls, man.
Yeah.
11 Pro Bowls, crazy. Walter Payton Man of the Year, which tells you a lot about the man, not just the player. Pro Football Writers, All-Rookie Team, and he's got a record.
He does.
Record for the most games by a tight end, 271.
Yep.
Which, you talk about longevity, I mean... He was, and I always bring up Hard Knocks, and I get it, but he was on your Hard Knocks back end of his career, and the guy was battered.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was talking about retiring on that season, and the guy was just battered, and you could see how well respected and loved he was in the locker room, and kind of well deserved. The career he's had was nuts, and yeah, I just think before tight ends was sexy, he was class at it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We'll go with your number 4.
My number 4. Ooh, I've got all my notes all muddled up. My number 4, Tony Gonzalez.
Tony G.
Yeah. Hall of Fame tight end.
Yeah.
I mean,
can't say much
you
more,
can't
can
really say much more than that.
No.
You talk about tight ends before it was sexy. This guy's one of them.
Yeah.
Just an absolute elite receiver.
Yeah. You can't argue with it. It is what it is.
Record 1,325 receptions for 15,127 yards, which is also a record. 111 touchdowns. Pro Football Hall of Fame. Pro Football Hall of Famer. Again, you can't say no more.
No.
6-time first team All Pro. 4-time second team All Pro. 14 Pro Bowls. NFL receptions leader in 2004. He was in the 2000s All-Decade team. He was in the NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time team.
Oh.
Right. And he was the Pro Football Writers Association Rookie of the Year. Oh, we've disappeared. Now we're back. You can't say any more than that. Hall of Famer. What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly.
Number 4.
For me, I've gone very, very ancient now. I've got Mike Dicker.
All right, okay.
I really like Mike Dicker. Again, he was in that 70s era, 70s era. 60s and 70s, I think it was, when he was at the Bears and the Cowboys. Again, he was just a no-nonsense tight end,
This is when it was... You were a member of the line, weren't you?
Yeah.
Tight end.
He didn't make a lot of catches, but a lot of catches he made catches.
Yeah.
It was, it was just fun to watch him. He was, again, no nonsense, that kind of era of guys where, contact is a part of the game.
Yeah,
I'm going to run through you rather than go around you kind of
era,
which was nice and fun to watch. And obviously, he had a bit of a coaching, and you can't beat a good old, not even a handlebar mustache, sorry, just a nice nice mustache, you know what I mean, on a man.
Yeah.
But again, a no-nonsense guy, and I just really enjoyed watching him play. Like, I mean, obviously, didn't watch him in person, but the highlight reels
No, man,
itself, and
no. And this is why I like having you here, because you provide a broader sample than me.
yeah,
And it's really cool listening to you speak about some of them guys. For me personally, because you've probably put more effort into going back and looking at them guys. And yeah, I appreciate you bringing guys like that up, because it's really cool to hear.
yeah. Do a little bit of Mike Dicker, one of the greatest names as well.
Well, wait for a couple of weeks' time when Dill's on, because he enjoys Dicker the kicker.
Yeah, he does indeed.
So we'll wait. But let's go number 3 for you. Where you got
Number 3, I've got Gronk. I've got Gronk at 3. Again, this is favourite tight ends. Again, love the guy. You know, defined the position himself. You know, just with how dominant he was.
Yeah, man.
But would he have the same career without Brady?
I was going to say I went to Tom. Yeah, no, maybe not. My argument for not having him at 3 is, I mean, I might not have him at all, but the reason for me I think he should be higher than that is the numbers he's got and the records he's got and the career he had, despite missing so much through injury. I mean, he's not played now for how many years? 3 or 4?
3 or 4, aye.
He's Kelsey's age.
Yeah.
You know, he's missed a lot of time, and he missed a lot of time while he was playing. But yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that. I'm looking forward to seeing who your 2 and 1 is. I've got a decent-ish idea.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really interested to
like
find
I said,
out.
This is a favourite. This is not the best of all time.
Well, I'll go back into him.
Yeah,
when
you go back to your 3.
Inevitably, when I inevitably pick him. My number 3, Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark, aye.
Yeah, again, slightly before the sexy era. No one's even referred to it as that before, have they?
No, this is a new.
I think I'm
new
onto
term.
something though. Like
yeah,
it's sexy to be a
new
tight
sexy
end now.
position, aye.
But yeah, I mean, he was in that Colts team, wasn't he? With the Sheriff. Yeah, again, if you're one of Peyton Manning's go-to guys, you're doing something right, especially in a team that went on to win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you talk about longevity. I'm sure he played for about a decade or so.
Yeah,
I think,
and played without gloves.
Well, there you go.
I love the tight end who plays without gloves.
Definitely before it was sexy.
Yeah,
see?
yeah. See.
505 receptions for 5,665 yards, 53 touchdowns, which again, not huge, but this is a time when tight end wasn't just a receiver.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking early noughties to early tens, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's about that decade, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 Super Bowl, obviously the one with the Colts. 1 first team All Pro, 1 Pro Bowl, and he's a Colts Ring of Honor member.
Oh, I did not know that.
But yeah, I mean, again, you're gonna find tight ends with far more esteem than that. For me, I just liked him. I think his surname drew me to him, but I always looked out for him for that. So I always enjoyed watching him play because of that. I think he was kind of the first guy that I was like, oh, Clark, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I first started watching it, you're talking early to mid noughties, he was a guy that I liked to look out for, purely for that reason. I just really liked him. You know, I really liked him. My number 2, Greg Olsen.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of my favourite players of all time, regardless of position.
Really?
Yeah, I absolutely loved him, man. I absolutely loved him. You're talking that Panthers team that was, when Cam got drafted, pretty dominant in the league, man. And again, you talk about weapons. He was one of Cam's go-to guy. He was, like you said before, not scared to just go through a guy, not scared to get hit, put yourself in danger, came down with the ball. Insane personality.
Yeah.
Just a really, really good guy to watch and to listen to on when he's covering the game. But yeah, as a player, he was just kind of that hard-nosed, I'll get smashed but still come down with the ball guy. I think injuries kind of done him a little bit dirty.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just a really, really good player and just really likable.
Yeah.
I really, really like him. He's one of my favourite players. One of my favourite analysts on TV now. Talking stats, 742 receptions for 8,683 yards, 60 touchdowns, 1 Super Bowl appearance, caught 4 passes for 41 yards. Obviously, they lost the Super Bowl.
Yep.
2 second-team All-Pros, 3 Pro Bowls. The Pro Football Writers All-Rookie team. But yeah, again, we're just talking favourite tight ends, and I just really like him.
Yeah.
I just really, really like him as a player. And I like him now as a broadcaster.
Aye.
You know, right, 2.
My number 2, Antonio Gates.
See, I knew this is where it was coming, because you look at kind of all-time tight ends, and Gates is one of them.
Yeah, again, he was Philip Rivers' go-to guy for over a decade, and if you can stay dominant in a position like that for over a decade, then you're doing something completely right, and I just loved it. He has that basketball sort of heritage when he played it in college.
Yeah.
But, you take that into the NFL, his jumping ability, just how he was, how quick he was as well, how good
just
it was at shaking.
Athlete,
He was, yeah, and it was just fun to watch Philip Rivers gunslinger pass to Antonio Gates a couple times a game.
Because he got downfield.
Oh yeah, he did.
He got downfield, man.
Yeah, he was sort of that star alongside Gonzalez. He was that star of sexy tight ends who were making the big plays and were the star players of the team. Man. I really did like Antonio Gates.
Yeah, see, I thought so before when I said I think I know where this is going. I had you having Gates, and I had you having one of the guys that I've already picked.
Yeah.
And I thought that's where it was going, because to be honest, I struggled to leave him out. But I was like, who do I really like? I kind of stay away from who you should have put in.
Yeah.
And I just put guys I liked in. But let's go for your number 1.
My number 1, you said as your number 5 was Jason Witten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought it was going to be Gonzalez. I don't know why I didn't think it would be Witten.
No,
yeah, no,
Jason
makes
Witten.
sense. Yeah, makes sense.
That's just what I mean. There's a bit of bias there as well, but he was.
That's your favorite.
He was Tony Romo's most reliable guy.
Yeah,
and he helped out a little bit with Dak in the early parts of his career. I think before he left after a season or 2 to go to the Raiders. But again, he had one catch off Romo where he caught it, got hit twice, helmet flew off. Still carried on running down the field for 25 yards. When your tight ends playing like that, you can't not love it.
But it looks cooler.
Yeah,
it's
of course it does. Helmet comes off, still going down the field.
He's so hard.
Yeah, Mr. Reliable, like you've said, he's got all those most games again, most consecutive played games. You just love to see 82.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with talking about a guy that is definitely in at least the top 20, 15 tight ends of all time.
Yeah.
Being a Cowboys guy, I don't think there's anything wrong with you picking him as your favourite guy. He's gonna be your favourite guy.
Yeah, you just love to watch 82. He was always there when you needed him for a first down. He was always there when you needed a short gain.
Yeah,
and he would love to fight for every yard. He wasn't the quickest, but he somehow got open.
Just hard, Just a hard guy, man.
Took more than one tackle to bring him down.
A as well.
Yeah, again.
A pure gentleman.
Like you said, Walter Payton winner.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
You don't get them for free.
No, exactly.
Your number 1.
Speaking of just picking your own team's guys, I mean, Gronk. Yep. I've said this before on here. My top 3 Patriots of all time: Brady, Jules, and Gronk. They're the guys that I've kind of related to the most, loved the most, all for different reasons. Brady was just class. Edelman and Gronk both more because they were class and the personalities were just outstanding.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've mentioned this before, but Gronk on the sideline, I'm getting a milli, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Denton the Lombardi Trophy with the baseball. Tackling Brady, just out and about in a club or somewhere, like what you're doing. It's the most expensive quarterback in the world. What you're doing. It was just nuts. Gronk's summer parties, remember them? The boats.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Just the personality of the man, regardless of the Hall of Fame career, because it's another one, Hall of Fame career.
Touchwood.
I mean, there's something stupidly wrong if that guy doesn't go in the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, just the guy that he was. I mean, you talk about personality. We talked about it with George Kittle before. Plays hard, but acts kind of like a child and just enjoys it. Gronk's exactly the same, man. He would just run over guys. There was no running around guys. This man's just going to run at you and if you don't move out the way, you're going down.
Yeah.
There's players where he's carrying 3 guys with him, running down the field with the ball.
Yeah.
And again, and I'm not just dumping on Kelsey, but Gronk could block.
Yeah.
Not just catch the ball. I mean, yes, he was insane at getting open and catching the ball and making big plays, but he was a tight end first.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, one of my favourite guys of all time. Yeah, I love him. I absolutely love him.
He's never said that before.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can't. I don't know how to say it in any other way, man. I'd like if there's a reason you watch your team play, like he's one of them for me at the time.
I get that.
Like he was one of them for me, and yeah, I just love him. Put it this way, my wife knows about 5 football players, and Gronk's one of them. I think she'd know Brady. She'd know Mac Jones because he was the quarterback last year. I think she'd know Drake Maye now, and she'd know Edelman and Gronk. And I think, she'd know Kelsey and that now, because of the Taylor thing. But yeah, I talk about that man far more often than I should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. One of the reasons
Speaks like him as well.
I love football. I like him as well. Oh yeah,
always injured.
He's the reason I took 87.
Yeah.
Say no more. I took my number off him. So yeah. Right, B-Dog. Carrying on with our division predictions, we've got the West teams. We've got the West divisions this week, AFC and NFC West. I went for a little bit of a different approach this week, rather than just come up with spiel like the Falcons' defense is rubbish. I thought I'll actually put a little bit of thinking into it. So I went through the schedule of all 8 teams.
Oh, bloody hell.
And I've said if they're going to win or lose, and I've come up with a record. From them records, I've come up with a division standard.
Jesus.
I've had far too much time on my hands.
Yeah.
But start with the AFC, yeah? Because it's probably... Should we go last to first? Because everyone knows who's winning it.
No, I think we should just get it out of the way. We know who's winning the AFC, don't we?
Yeah, go on then.
There's too much money paid into referees' pockets. There's too many scandals from Roger Goodell. Trying to get Taylor Swift on the screen. No, the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs. Now, is there any other reason than just how good they are?
No, I mean you just can't deny it. I mean, Mahomes, Kelsey, Pacheco, Nick Bolton.
Yeah.
Obviously they've just traded
Worthy.
Away. Yeah.
I think Worthy's going to be massive for them this year.
Yeah, you can't give the guy with one of the biggest arms in the league, with the fastest player,
Tyreek Hill 2.0. Yeah, I'm telling you.
But even the defense, Chris Jones, Nick Bolton, you got Leo. I think his name's Chardell. He's a good run stopper. It's just a team where everywhere you need a player to play the best, they've got someone there.
I mean, you don't get to so many Super Bowls and championship games by accident.
No,
they're there for a reason.
Oh yeah.
And so I've got them going 14-3.
Oh.
I've got them losing 3 times. I think they get 6 wins out of their own division, which is massive in why they win it.
Yeah.
I've got them losing to the Ravens in week 1.
Right.
So back-to-back seasons where they're losing week 1 for me.
Right.
Obviously the Lions last year.
Right.
I've got them losing in week 7 to the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Niners get a little bit of revenge for the Super Bowl. Obviously they came so close anyways, and I think they just flogged it literally with a toss of a coin.
Yep.
And I've got them losing in week 16 to the Texans.
No.
Because what I'm thinking is at this point in the season, what are the 12-2?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 12-2 at this point in the season. I think they're in the playoffs. They're already there. It's not unheard of that teams kind of take the foot off the gas a little bit, and I don't think the Texans are going to be messed around with this year.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about it last week. I think they'll lose there. So they're ultimately 14-3 for me.
Yeah.
Second, I've got said San Diego Chargers, the LA Chargers. I've got, again, they've not got the pieces. Obviously, they've got rid of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, which is massive for them. That's going to be really interesting. But they've got a head coach now. Yeah. So Harbaugh's obviously gone there. I think they are going to have a better year than last year, but I've got them 9-8.
Right.
I don't know if you thought different.
No, I've gone the Broncos. I think the Broncos might come second.
Oh, okay.
I think the Broncos have picked up the quarterback that they've been desperately needing. They've got weapons in places they need them. I mean, the defenses still need a bit of work. Obviously, they just released Justin Simmons, who's now gone to the Falcons, so they're a bit lackluster there.
Yeah.
But the offense itself, with Javonte Williams coming back healthy, Bo Nix at quarterback, obviously just named. The offensive line, I'd say, maybe a top 15, top 10 offensive line in the league.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the protection and the run blocking there. And then obviously having Marvin Mims, Cortland Sutton, just picked up Troy Franklin from Oregon, who was there with Bo Nix.
Yeah.
So there's already a connection there. And Tim Patrick's come back.
He is.
As well.
He is back.
So, and tight end Greg Dulcich. I do like Greg Dulcich.
Yeah, slept on a little bit.
I really do like Greg Dulcich.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I think you got PS2 obviously as the main defensive person for the Broncos team.
I think, yeah, man. I mean, that guy's lights out coverage.
Yeah. So I think
that's Pat Surtain, just for guys that don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, you talk about the receivers there. It's kind of a slept-on group.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton's not to be messed around with.
No,
Mims is, and like you said, with Patrick back, quicker.
Yeah.
Quick offense.
Quick change back, yeah, from what it was.
I've actually got them third. So Chargers have got 9 and 8.
Yeah.
Right. I've got Broncos in third, 6 and.
Right.
So looking at their schedule, just really quickly, I've got the Chargers losing against the Raiders, the Chiefs, obviously, the Browns, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Bucks. Yeah. So I don't think there's any there. Maybe the Browns, but I just thought it's one of them toss-up games. For me, it could go either way. But I don't think you can really argue with many of them. Maybe the Raiders, but a lot of people are fancying the Raiders for a little push, which is interesting because they don't have a quarterback. Gardner Minshew, I think, innit? Been named.
I do like Gardner Minshew, though.
Yeah,
lovely hair.
Yeah, only because he's sexy, not because he's good. But yeah, talking about the Broncos, it's easier saying the games that they'll win than they'll lose. I've got them winning against Pittsburgh in week 2. I've got them winning against Tampa.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit of not really an upset. I kind of thought that offense that we've seen in, I know it's only pre-season, but Bo Nix looks really good. The guys that we just spoke about, is it that different to Baker Mayfield and the guys they've got? No, potentially a little bit of a shootout there, and I think the Broncos D maybe just does it for them. Vegas, the win against the Saints, the Panthers, and the Browns. But again, that's a last game of the season, last game before the bye week. I think they go lights out. Have the week off, and then unfortunately 4 losses at the end of the season. But yeah, I think the schedule they've got, it's pretty tough. I mean, they've got the Jets in there, they've got Kansas, Baltimore. Obviously the division's not the easiest. Chargers, Kansas, and
Raiders.
The Raiders twice. But it seems like we've got the same in fourth.
Yeah, for the Raiders. I think, like you said, the QB situation is obviously, it's a big thing. Obviously, they still got arguably the best wide receiver in the league in Devontae Adams, but if you can't get him the ball, you can't be making plays.
Yeah, what I'm worried about with Devontae Adams is the thing we've seen in receiver last year, where he's getting frustrated with his quarterback.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's there come the deadline. I mean, no one spoke about it, but I mean, he looked pretty pissed on that documentary last year, and I think if he's getting the same again this year, why does he not just go, right, send me somewhere else?
Yeah.
There's teams all around the league looking for stud wide receivers, and I reckon they'd get calls. And to be honest, I reckon they'd probably take them.
Another big loss for them, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, man.
So the offense has taken a real big hit.
Yeah. I mean, I've got them 5 and 12, and I was being kind, I think. Again, I've got them beating the Chargers, which might be kind. I just thought it's week 1. Kind of anyone can win a week 1 game. Panthers, I think they'll beat. The Browns, again, not to be sniffed at. Could lose that. Could very well lose that. I've got them not winning again after that until week 12, which the Broncos, which again could be kind. They're going to struggle as well, but at that point of the season, it's just kind of who's got the most momentum, and I've got them losing 6-7 games on the bounce before that game, and bouncing back with a win over the Broncos, but kind of a trap game, I guess. And then I've got them winning against the Saints second to last before the end of the season, but I think that's very kind, if I'm being honest. I think they might struggle. Again, the division they're in, it's tough. And they've got some tough games outside of that. They've got the Dolphins, the Bengals, the Jags they've got. I think they're going to lose to them. Ravens, I mean, they've not got a particularly easy set of games, and I think the reasons we just said, they're going to struggle to get going a little bit.
Yeah. And I've obviously got the same as you, Raiders in last place, again for the same reasons we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, sorry Raiders, it's going to suck for you a little bit. If the Falcons didn't screw you over and pick Michael Penix, maybe we'll be talking a little bit different.
Yeah.
But Gardner Minshew, as much as we like him,
yeah,
I don't know. Sorry,
it's one of those. It's one of those. You don't know how the season's going to turn out.
Yeah,
these are just predictions. Don't hate us.
This is where they go to the playoffs. And
Yeah. Undefeated season.
Right, the NFC now, again, fairly straightforward at first, I think.
Yeah, 49ers.
Yeah, Niners.
Again, they've got all the pieces. Obviously, the Ayuk thing is still up there, but I don't think that's really distracting from the fact that it's still the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've spoken about this every week with Ayuk, but take Ayuk out of that, you've still got your CMC, Kittle, Debo in the backfield, you've still got them guys.
And even the defense,
Well,
Davius Ward,
yeah, exactly, man.
Fred Warner, Greenlaw, he should be back as well after he injured himself in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, I mean, we said it before, but you don't get to the Super Bowl so often by accident. Yeah. So, again, yeah, I've got them 14-3. I've got them losing against the Dolphins, the Cowboys, in a little bit of an upset. And
a nice change from last year.
The Lions, I've got them losing too. I just think it's so hard to go unbeaten.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a case there that they could beat any of them teams, but it's so hard, isn't it? You can't back a team to win every game.
No.
And I think the kind of where they might trip up a little bit. Dolphins, Cowboys, Lions. I mean, they do play the Jets, the Chiefs. Who else have we got on there? The Rams. I mean, obviously the Rams are in the division. They got them twice, but it's not the hardest schedule.
No.
Just looking at it here, yes, the Jets could very well beat them. The Patriots week 4 probably will beat them. I think that's week 2 actually.
No, it's week 4. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, week 4.
It's going across.
Yeah, I think the Patriots could beat them. It's not gonna happen, is it?
Yeah.
14-3 for me.
14-3. Like I said, I haven't got the stats, but yeah, I agree with you. The 49ers for me are dead set for winning that division again.
It's hard to argue with it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's harder to look for a game that they might lose than a game that they're going to win. You could easily make a case for them winning every game.
Oh, yeah.
But that's natural from a team that's narrowly lost out in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Right, second, who we got?
I've got the Rams.
I've got the Rams as well.
Again, I think, Cooper Kupp's coming back healthy. Nakua balled out last year. Kieran Williams balled out last year. And obviously they picked up Blake Corum now as well. The offensive line, still good. Stafford, still good.
Yeah, steadily got better last year.
Yeah.
Puka coming off a great
rookie season.
Yeah.
Unbelievable rookie season.
Record-breaking rookie season. Yeah. From what I gather, they've picked up another guy that they're going, this is Puka Nakua Mark II. So
yeah.
Who knows?
His name? Whittington.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've got them 10-7. So
not a bad record.
Not as straightforward, but again, the teams I've got them losing to: Lions, yes; Niners, obviously; Dolphins, I've got them losing to; the Eagles, the Bills, which again, I don't think the Bills are going to be amazing next year, but I think they might just have enough. The Niners again and the Jets. So again, tough schedule, and I've got them losing against teams that I think you could argue that they'll lose against, but 10-7 will be enough to to get them second.
Yeah. And then who've you got for third?
I have got third the Seahawks.
I've got the Cardinals.
See, for me, I mean, I've got the benefit of being a loser and sitting and writing all the things down. And I'm sure you'll tell me why the Cards are going to have a better season than I've got them as. But, I mean, I'll go into them in a minute. But, yeah, I think the Cards are going to struggle this year, man.
No, I see why a lot of people think that. But I think they've not got a lot of bad pieces. I think Kyler Murray's going to be back. He's got a new favourite weapon in Marvin Harris. I know you said, like, he could turn out to be a big bust.
Yeah.
Because it's not a guarantee, but...
He looks good so far.
You know, they've got Trey McBride, who's arguably a top 5 tight end, who's a big sleeper. And the defense is not bad. The defense isn't bad. It's just one of those, when one thing goes wrong with the Cardinals, it's always downhill for the rest of it.
Yeah. The Cards are one of them teams for me. Not that I'd ever actively support another team, but I've never really minded them.
Yeah.
I don't mind the Cardinals.
Because they've had some great players over the years.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke in depth about Laurie Fitz last week. I think Kyler coming out of college was one of the most exciting quarterback prospects we've ever seen. Not quite went for him, but again, not really had anything there to help him out.
And don't forget, the Cardinals have made it to a Super Bowl.
That is true. We did forget week 1 though.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
But yeah, I think they'll struggle this year. I've gone the Seahawks. I've got them 7-12. I've got them losing against. So you're gonna mock me, right?
Okay.
I think we beat them in week 2.
Okay.
I think we give the Bengals a good game because Burrow's just coming off the back of an injury and they've got a little bit of unrest with Jamar Chase. I think we give them a good game. All the momentum in the world. Go out, beat the Seahawks week 2. They then have the Dolphins. They lose to the Dolphins. They then have the Lions. They lose to the Lions. They've got the 49ers, which they lose to, the Bills, the Rams, the Niners again, obviously, the Jets. I mean, they play our whole division. Did they play the Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play our whole division. They lose against Green Bay and they lose against the Rams again. Yeah, I think 7-12, it's hard to push for any more wins than 7. Just judging by the team. I mean, they beat the Patriots maybe. Maybe it's 8-11. That's not right, is it? My maths aren't right.
Have you put a bye week in there as well and counted it as a game?
2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 7 and 9. No, that's all right, is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 7 and 10. No, I've got them 7 and 10. 7 and 10. Damn, this is gonna take some editing when I go. I
just love how you've got 7-12 there, right? Which adds up to 19, but you've only got 18 weeks, including a bye week.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I know it adds up to 17. So I don't know why you didn't. I don't know.
7 and 10 though.
Oh god. Right, I might just do a thing that I can move to before the.
Okay.
No, fuck it, it'll be all right. Right.
We'll do it live.
I was thinking that before. Like we should do a live one day. That'd be cool. Right. Cardinals. I've got last. You've obviously got the Seahawks. So what I was saying before, I've got them 2-15, and I had to double check my maths then. I've got them 2-15. Really quickly, I'll go through. They've got the Bills, the lose, the Rams, the lose, Lions, lose, Commanders, the lose, Niners, the lose, Packers, the lose, Chargers, the lose, Dolphins, the lose, Bears, the lose, Jets, the lose, Seahawks, the lose, Vikings, the lose, Seahawks, the lose. I mean, you could argue that they beat the Seahawks. Ooh. One of the two, maybe. Just for being... down the line, I've put their first win of the season as the Patriots.
All right.
Because it would be just like us to have a decent-ish season and then lose to the team that's 0-14 or whatever it is at that point. So I've got them week 15, they beat the Patriots. Week 16, they beat the Panthers. Then they lose to the Rams and 49ers. I can't really see where you could argue that they're getting more wins than that. Again, other than the Seahawks, maybe get one of the two out of them. But
yeah, I don't know. Like it's just one of those. Like when you look at it on paper, you see the score you've got. But
yeah,
they've surprised more than a few people.
Well, this is it. Nothing's. We said it the
the
other week. If everyone could guess what the results were going to be, everyone would be rich, wouldn't they? You know,
100%.
and it's one of them things. But for me, trying to be as down the line as I could be, I really struggled to give them anything other than they definitely weren't up there with, the 7 and 10 Seahawks. So yeah, last for me.
Who knows? Maybe the Seahawks go 0-17.
Who knows? Who knows? Any reasons for the Seahawks?
Again, I think Geno Smith at quarterback is good, but it's a bit unreliable. I think having the one DK Metcalf obviously balling out, but they've just lost Bobby Wagner. He's gone to the Commanders, but obviously I know he's not as good as he was back when he was a Legion of Boom. But I don't know. There's just something about the Seahawks at the moment that I just look at and I just think like, where's it going to come from? Like you've obviously got, oh God, I can't remember.
You got DK, Jackson Smith, and Jigba.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, your quarterback's Geno Smith still, is it?
Yeah, and Drew Lock as well as backup.
But with guys like that, can you get by with a slightly less than average quarterback? Geno Smith's actually been semi-decent since his resurgence out of nowhere.
Yeah, and obviously you've got, what's the running back called? K9. That's his nickname, K9, and I can't remember his name. I feel like it's a W last name. Kenneth Walker.
Oh, Kenneth Walker. Oh my God. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh.
I didn't even have to look it up. It just came to me.
Oh, that is so annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
sorry about that.
We'll start now. So yeah, I think they've got Kenneth Walker in the backfield as well. He's good at the contact, good at the catching. He's fast enough to break free. I think he's a good back. I don't know where it all gels together for wins because there's a couple of times last year where they were a bit struggling. Obviously, they had the massive shootout with the Cowboys. That was a massively high scoring game. But I just don't know where it comes from for the rest of it.
Well, that's it. They can score points there. And again, we're not talking about who's going to win a tight division. It's kind of here nor there, isn't it? But yeah, I just think they've got enough about them to just pip the Cards, unfortunately. But like you said, they could end up having the 2-15 record themselves. Who knows? But yeah, other than that, I think that's just about wrapped up, mate.
Yeah, it is indeed. Nice short one this week.
We'll try and keep this
to the point where people aren't getting bored after the hour and 10 mark.
If people are getting to this point, they're going, I was bored half an hour.
Yeah. I don't really need to hear this part.
Yeah. If you're still with us, thank you very much.
Thank
you. Go and check us out on Spotify. Follow us over there. Even if you prefer the video, we appreciate the support. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Give the video a little like.
Do it.
Turn the notification bell on.
Oh, yeah.
Leave a comment underneath if you think we're talking shit.
Yep.
Even though we probably are.
Most people would think we do.
Yeah, well, we think we do.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than that, thank you very much and peace out.
Yep, peace out, guys. Ta-da.